Hey good people, welcome back to Money's Book List. So I know your girl's red again. No more fade, girl. It was fading. I had to like take out that red for a little bit because you know my hair was fading. But then I put this frontal in and laid it. Okay. Anyway, we're not here to talk about my hair, but I do want to say something. I don't think I said it on Instagram, so I just want to say it here too. Again, I want to give a big shout out to Miss Steph from Steph Talks Romance Talk. Steph's Romance Talk. My homie, I said I needed a new tripod. She not only sent me one, but she sent me two. So I have this one with the ring light. I have one that I can actually set up, and it's so cool. But I just wanted to say thank you on my YouTube channel, because I did thank you on Instagram. And we talk. But I just want to say it publicly because I appreciate you. I thank you, and I just wanted to basically give my girl a shout out. So let's get into this is the reason why we're here. I was going to say books. I ain't reading no books. What I'm talking about? No. So I don't know about you, but most of the people I've talked to, the month of April was a hard reading month. I know Tara going into April, she said she was feeling some type of way and she was nervous. And then Bree from Falling for Romance, I know she said she struggled. I just watched Bobby from Bobby Reads Too Much, or I think it's called Read with Bobby now. I think it's still Bobby Reads Too Much. Yeah, she said she was slumping too. I don't know what happened. It was like April 1st hit and I just didn't want to read. I didn't want to pick up a book. I didn't want you to talk to me about a book. I didn't want to read. I didn't even want to read cookbooks at the beginning of April. Like I just was not feeling books. And I know that part of it was because there was just a lot of stuff going on at work, and then also a lot of stuff transitioning with my kid, and there was just a lot going on. So it just felt like all of that was preventing me from reading, because reading is really a big outlet for me, and so I just didn't want to. So I didn't know what to do. So I was like, I don't really watch TV, so what I'm gonna do? I guess I gotta learn how to watch TV. So that's what I did. Okay. So that's why there wasn't a bunch of videos in April, was because I wasn't doing anything. And most of the videos that's coming out in May are tags because I didn't read a lot. I think I finished 5 books, and you're like, well, you read. Not when you're used to reading like 10 plus books a month. And I'm not even a fast reader in comparison to a lot of people. I'm not. I just read like people watch TV. Like right now I'm listening to When Nobody's Watching by Alyssa Cole. I'm reading this other book about vampires, and then I'm reading this other book about it's called His Highland Queen, which I really want to talk about. I don't know if I want to talk about it on Trope Thursday or if I'm going to do a 2-book review. I think I'm going to do a 2-book review with it. Anyway, so yeah, I couldn't do any of that in April because I didn't read. March was a heavy reading month. February was heavy. January was okay. But I think it really was because March came off of February, where we did the Black Readathon. So I came off that huge momentum from that into March, and it just kept going. I just kept reading. And in April, I picked up so many books and was just like, I'm not interested in you. I'm just not interested. I don't really care what this book is about. Don't want to read it. Some that I was excited to read, I didn't care. Like The Year of the Witching, or The Witching Year. That book was taking too dang long to get to the point of about why this girl is shunned by all these people, and all this kind of stuff. I tried it. It wasn't for me. Anyway, what am I here to talk about? I'm here to talk about what I did during my reading slump. And I'll tell you, I binged a bunch of shows. I watched some oldies but goodies. You girls always up for a good, Monk. Go back and watch my boy Monk. I'm always up for some Psych with Sean and Gus. I watched myself some Murder, She Wrote. And what else did I watch? Nostalgic wise. Oh, Golden Girls. Yeah, I watched me some Golden Girls. And then I picked up these new shows, which it's interesting because I spent a lot of time watching shows that took place in, like, I want to say, in America, it was called The Gilded Age. Oh, no. So very quickly, I'm running out of here to go pick up my kid. But I actually spent time in the Victorian period for Europe and England. And the Gilded Age was it took place during that time also, but it wasn't happening exactly at the same time. It was like 40 years after the Victorian period had started for Europe and London, or England. I like how I say London, like London's a country. It's actually Great Britain, but England is where I spent most of my time. Shows in particular I was watching. So the Gilded Age is, again, it's more for America, and it was more about the immigrants that were coming in from like 1830 to 19 something. So yeah. So just to be specific, I was talking about the Victorian period, and the Gilded Age was a part of the Victorian period for Americans, but not necessarily happening at the exact same time as the Victorian period. So just wanted to clear that up. Called in England or in Europe. It wasn't called the Gilded. It was called, I don't remember. I can't think of it. But it's that period between where like 1850 to like 1902, that period of time where or it might have went to 1920 something, because the Gilded Age for the Americas was that time, because we had the great World's Fair, all that kind of stuff was happening around there. Anyway, I'm getting into history. Anyway, so I watched a show called Irregulars, and I'm not going to give too much of it away, but I don't think I'm going to give anything away by telling you that two of the main characters are Sherlock Holmes and Watson. And okay, so the series, if I was to rate the series, it's on Netflix, by the way. If I was to rate the series, I would rate it a 3.5. The half, I would have given it a 4 if they didn't just make my one of my favorite characters, Sherlock Holmes, just a junkie and a bad father. Like, it just pissed me off so much. So yeah, like he was a straight up junkie. Now, if you've ever read the original Sherlock Holmes, you know he experimented with drugs and drinking because his brain was so active and he needed stimulation at all times, and that was his way of his outlets were drugs. But he was never a junkie like when you think of a horrible stereotype of a junkie. He was never that. In this show, he was. And then it made Watson this like lovesick puppy, and then kind of a selfish butthole. And I wasn't here for the BS when it came to that. But the series itself I liked it. I liked the concept. I liked a little bit of history you did get in it. I liked it. It was good. I also started watching that new series on HBO called The Nevers, or I think it's just called Nevers now. Really interesting concept. I think it was 1893. Something happens, and some of the women and some of the men get these like special powers, and they're called the Touch. So yeah, it's interesting. I like it so far. I really want to see where it goes. I like the main character, Mrs. True. I like how she's a no nonsense type of chick. I like that she has a little bit of a secretive past that you're gonna figure out. I like a lot about it. I think the only things I don't like about it, I don't have any right now. Maybe when this season's done, I'll have a few. But yeah, that's what I've been doing as far as watching. And then I've been keeping myself busy with some new activities. So of course I've been slaying these frontals, okay? And creating new wigs. I created the last hair, the curls. So the front was a frontal and the back was just, it was a half wig that I initially made like years ago, that I actually took the front of it off. It made it a half wig, and I put it, under the frontal. So I sewed it under the frontal and made that. I also was doing my nails. I don't have them on now because I actually broke one so far down that it is bad. It is really bad. So I took them all off so that this finger could heal. While this finger is healing, I'm not going to have anything on my fingers at all. But your girl was getting good. I had jewels and stuff. They was 3D. But yeah, so I try to keep myself busy, because if not, I will eat my way back up to 3+. Okay, so I'm not trying to be there. I did try some new recipes, and listen, I tell people this all the time. In the summertime is when I'm the healthiest, which is weird for a lot of people because people work out and stuff in the wintertime so they can have summer bodies. I'm usually at my lowest weight in the summertime going into the fall. I guess it does make sense because you're being more active, but all that kind of stuff. But for me, it's just eating wise, it's just better for me because salads in the summertime are always my go-to because I don't want to turn that stove on. I don't want to make this house hot. I don't want to. So your girl will have, we'll find a way to create a salad, or I do all my cooking on the weekend or something like that, or a day that's going to be cooler than others. I'll try to plan it that way. So I've been trying new recipes, making these bomb salads. Okay. What else have I been doing? Oh, so me and my kid have started some science projects. She's really, really, really smart. She also is the type of person that she needs she gets bored really easy. And when she gets bored, she gets destructive. So I've kind of learned that with her therapy, because sometimes me and my mom were having this conversation because we're going to go see my mom in May. And I'm so excited because I haven't seen my mother in over 3 years. I was supposed to go to see her in 2020, but COVID happened and I couldn't go. So we're going to go see her. Everything's booked. We're excited. Me and my mom were having this discussion about children on the spectrum. Jada she's extremely intelligent, and therefore she needs constant interaction, whether it be a book, whether it be tablet, whether it be something she's doing with her hands, or she will be destructive, and not maliciously destructive, but just destructive. Like, she has one of her sensory things is kind of like she likes the feel of mush in her hands, so she will play in mud. So what we did was we decided that we would go ahead. I had a garden in 2019, and then in 2020 when she became more active outside, she kind of destroyed it a bit, so we weren't going to do it this year. But after talking to her counselor at her therapy center, they were like, look, maybe she should help you. And I was like, okay. So we did everything, and she still plays in the mud. I'm not gonna lie to you, but she's doing really well. So we planted a whole bunch of herbs and vegetables and all that kind of stuff, so that she had a good time, and she did it every day. She makes sure mommy waters the garden unless it rains, and she had a lot of fun, and she picked out a whole bunch of flowers and stuff on her own, and she helped me plant them. We have a big old planter on the porch because those are all the flowers she picked out. So we did that, and then we also did some science projects with soap and germs, and so that's what we've been doing, is trying to keep her pretty entertained. And it's hard when you work all day and you have to figure out a plan for the kid. After you're done working, you have to decide, okay, what kind of activity are we going to do? And I guess it wouldn't be that difficult if I had another child. They could entertain themselves together, but I don't. So sort of dwelling on what ifs, and if I which I am notorious for doing. So this is a constant reminder of mine, is that you need to live in now, live in the now, the right now, embrace the right now, love the right now, enjoy the right now. And so that's been one of the things I've been focusing on in April too, is I started a little bit more of meditation. So I've been using that to help me with sometimes some of my panic attacks I have, because I'm a worrier. I worry about everything. If I am not worrying about something, I start worrying about, why are you not worrying? So with counseling and meditation and just constant love and affection from my husband and my kid, they keep me reminded that it's gonna be okay. It's kind of the stuff I've been doing with my reading slump time. I haven't really pushed myself again. I finished 5 books. I think 1 or 2 of them are books I'll be honest to say that I'm Yeah, so I was in a reading slump. So the next couple of videos you're going to see, I am recording them right after this video. So there'll be 3 more videos after this video. So 4 videos I'm recording today, and they're all tags. I didn't read any books that I want to talk about right now, other than the Alexa Gordon series. And again, I'm going to do those as one series review. I think there may be more books after 5, but right now there's only 5, and I don't see any on the horizon right now. So I'll review those at that time. But for now, Oh, I just remembered quickly before I actually go and leave this video. In the month of May, there will be 5 videos. There will be 3 or 4 tags. There, of course, will be this video, and then there will be a Trope Thursday that I recorded in March about the Daughters of Narit. So I filmed it. It's edited. It's up. It just needs to be made public for people to watch. So I just need to give myself a thumbnail for it, and you guys will be seeing it. So again, in May, you'll be getting 5 videos. None of them actually about books. Sorry. Hopefully in June. Yeah, I don't know what happened. That's the type of videos you're gonna get in May. I'm sorry it's not straight book related, but your girl was struggling in April. Again, I hope your April was better than mine. So bye for now.